All right, now we're going to talk about how to create backlinks with Magic Submitter. So this section I've decided to kind of break it up into 4 videos because I think it'll be a little bit easier to follow that way. So in this video, I'm going to talk about the Magic Submitter options. So before you start your campaigns, you're going to want to set up your proxies, and this is an optional thing, but you may want to also set up a backlink indexer, and I'll talk more about that in just a second. Then in the next video, we'll talk about how to set up your profiles properly, and then preparing your content for submission so that you can submit everything very quickly. And then finally, in the last video of this section, we'll go over your campaign setup. So here I am inside Magic Submitter, and the first thing that I would recommend doing before you start any campaigns is go to the Options tab. It's this little wrench up at the top. And I think that these are the default settings. If not, you want to have your browser Windows count right around somewhere in the middle. You can have it run faster if you'd like, if you have a fast machine, but it'll just take up more of your CPU width. So I would just leave it in the middle. I would leave the socket thread counts right around 20 or so. Then let's see, your page load timeout 30 seconds, and then you have all of these checked. 900 megabytes used. So I think those are all the default settings. If not, you might just want to go and update those, but I'm pretty sure this is all default. Next thing you want to do is you're going to need to have CAPTCHAs. Okay, so basically, if you probably, I'm sure that you've seen CAPTCHAs before. It's basically just that little box that comes up sometimes when you submit something on a website, and it's like squiggly numbers and letters. That's to prevent spam, and in order for Magic Submitter to work properly, you're going to need a CAPTCHA solving service. They have softwares that are supposed to be able to do it, but most of the time, like CAPTCHA Sniper is one of them. There's a message down here at the bottom about CAPTCHA Sniper, which you can use. Unfortunately, it has a very, very low success rate. I find that the best by far to use is Death by CAPTCHA, and I'll put a link under this video. But Death by CAPTCHA is the one that I use. It's very good, very accurate. I mean, most of the time, I think it's like 99% of the CAPTCHAs get solved correctly. And you're going to be using a lot of CAPTCHAs, so you're definitely going to need to have that. And it's very cheap too. Like some of these are a little bit more expensive. Death by CAPTCHA is way cheaper than anyone else, so I definitely recommend using them. So the next thing that you might want to use is an indexing service. So this is going to run you about $15 a month. It's not absolutely necessary. All it's going to do is get your backlinks indexed a little bit faster, so you'll see results faster. But ultimately, you don't need it. If you're not in a hurry to get your site ranked, you don't need to use the indexing service, but it will get you slightly faster results if you do use it. So I'll put a link to an indexing service I use under this video if you'd like to try it out. And then the last thing that you're going to absolutely need, now this one's not optional, is you're going to either need proxies like we talked about in the last video, or Hide My Ass. And Hide My Ass is basically a IP rotator software. So essentially it's the same thing as having proxies. It does basically the same thing. But personally, I found having my own proxies to be a lot more effective. I've had issues with Hide My Ass before, and then since I already have the proxies that I'm using for Scrapebox anyway, then I might as well use them for Magic Submitter. It's kind of, I have no reason to use Hide My Ass because I'm already buying proxies to use with Scrapebox. So if you're going to be using Scrapebox, then don't even worry about Hide My Ass. Just go ahead and use your proxies. You can use the exact same ones for both Magic Submitter and Scrapebox. Hide My Ass, a lot of people do swear by it. A lot of people say it works really well for them. I've had issues personally, so I just suggest using proxies. But I'll put a link to both things, either Hide My Ass or if you want to give that a try, and then a link to the proxy, the company that I buy proxies from as well. But that's it basically. So once you have all that stuff set up, then you can start creating profiles and start setting up campaigns. So in the next video, we will start creating our profiles.